Namaste everybody. Hope you are all doing good. Today we are going to discuss about the healing sounds and scientific exploration of these divine sounds, the mantras. Welcome to all. So all the information I'm giving here is just for the information purpose and it's not any kind of medical advice or consultation. It's completely based on my personal experience sharing with you all. So a little bit about myself for our new friends who joined. Okay, so I have a science background of horticulture, biotechnology, agribusiness management, and in between I got sick with ulcerative colitis and health issues. So I started research more on the health. So I learned Ayurveda, naturopathy, then yoga techniques, stress management, and then recently I have a golden opportunity to learn about the secrets of sonic science by the great scientist Dr. Stuart Reed. And so I learned very fascinating things in them, and I really want to share with you all. And I have been a volunteer in Uni5 Shakti Foundation for the past 14 years, and because of which I got very close connection with the 5 elements now. And I'm very passionate about making chemical-free products, and which I always share in the YouTube channel, naturalneelima. Yes, so we'll get into the topic now. So about a little bit about the great scientist from whom I learned. He is Dr. Stuart Reed. He is pioneer scientist in acoustic engineering, which is the study related to sound vibrations, sense of hearing, etc. So he invented CymaScope, which makes us see the sound. Like the sound is made visible through the CymaScope, and it's very interesting. So what is sound? In physics, we say sound is a vibration that propagates as acoustic wave through a transmission of medium like a gas, liquid or solid. And sound is the transfer of periodic movements between adjacent colliding atoms and molecules in air. So everything is made up of atoms and molecules, right? So when the collision happens, the sound is created and it gets transferred. And basically sound is the essence of creation, right? It's the principle behind this creation. So everything affects with sound because the universe itself is made up of the sound. So sound has influence of everything, and nowadays actually we are polluting it with our wrong words and other unwanted vibrations of violence and disturbances. So we are disturbing the space element itself. So actually sound is spheroidal in nature. So it is in bubble form. We think always it is a wave, right? But it is not so. So when the words we speak from the mouth, the atoms and molecules, they collide and then the sound is diffracted back. So here is the person. So the sound is emitted and then it comes back. And that way, what happens, and all this happens in a millisecond. So that's the reason we can hear when others talk while walking. From behind also we can hear them. And also it helps in chanting also. When we chant, actually the sound, positive sound vibrations can spread around us and to all whoever is sitting beside us also. So it's not just the one who is chanting or speaking, even the vibrations reach to others as well. So small experiment I would like to display. I'm going to sprinkle onto the cyma plate. I often like to think of this as sprinkling stars on the heavens. So here we have just pure salt, simple kitchen salt, and as you see, it's entirely random. But now I'm going to bring up at 500 hertz thereabouts. I'm going to bring up some energy into the plate. So just watch what happens when I do that and sound enters into the plate. And what I'd like to do now is just to increase the sound level again, but this time I'm going to go up to 800 hertz just to show you
a different pattern, that every frequency basically creates its own unique pattern. Isn't that beautiful? Now, what I'd like to do is to actually remove this cyma plate. So what I'm going to do is to take this parabolic dish and just place it again on the modal exciter. So what I'm going to do now is just to place a little bit of flour on the edge of this parabolic dish. And I think you know what's going to happen when I do that, because obviously gravity is going to take hold of this flour. Just watch what happens when I add this flour to the quite steep sides of this dish. There, obviously, the flour has simply fallen down towards the center of the dish. Now let me just move that flour into the center, as you see there now, and add a little bit more flour. And now I'm just going to bring up this very low frequency energy again, and just watch what happens to the flour. Wow, look. And if I add a little bit more energy, it's almost right at the top now of the incline. You see? Wow.
So that was incredible, right? So we can see how the solid particles can take different forms, and that is shown by this simple experiment. And then we all know about the Dr. Masaru Emoto's water experiments, where he could see the water molecules change their structures when the water was exposed to different emotions. So these are the water molecules. When words like love, thank you, and positive words were uttered, it was the beautiful crystals that formed. And when negative words were uttered, and we could see all scattered and very bad pictures. Okay, so these are the beautiful patterns of water molecules that changed and took form with the various thoughts and the feelings that we expose the water to. So actually, the concept is sound gives birth to light. We are all vibrations, right? So any atom and molecule is vibrating, and then they have the magnetic field. And so we are all like little magnets. When these atoms and molecules collide, the sound vibrations collide, they will radiate the same frequency around, and then it diffracts back. So there is this creation of infrared light. So you can see two molecules here with the different velocities. It depends on the velocity, how much the light is generated, light and heat is produced. So when they collide, the heat and light is generated. So that is how sound gives birth to light. And so the same principle is applied to even the biochemical reactions that are taking place within our body. And so that's the reason, even if we have the simple thoughts, any thought or feelings that we have, they will also have the instant biochemical reactions within our neurons. And so the infrared light is produced. And that's how the healing happens. It can impact us in a positive way or negative way. That's why it's very important to have good thoughts. So because every thought affects us. So simple demonstration of creation of light is we all do, right? Just rub your hands. The frequency and the force which we apply generates warmth. It depends, the warmth depends on that. And then just place on your eyes. So we can feel that warmth. So it feels so good, right? So it is that the generation of warmth depicts the creation of heat and light. And so this is what we call as electromagnetism. So and the principle applies even to our thoughts. Same way the thoughts create these biochemical reactions and infrared light called biophotons. So within our body, the cell to cell communication happens because of the infrared light that is generated. So that's how our body is impacted with our thoughts and all the reactions that take place. So what exactly happens when we have any intention? See, we notice, right, even in our temples, we first take the sankalpa, the intention. So what we desire, what we want. And so we keep that desire and then we chant and pray. So that brings the effect. So what exactly happens is thoughts create atomic collisions in the brain and create sound in the brain. So that sound we cannot hear. It is very minute. It is not like audible outside. And so then those thoughts give rise to electromagnetic signals in our brain. These sounds reverberate and light is created and then reverberates our entire body. So every cell in our body is listening to every thought and intention we get. So it is so important what we think. So that's how our body is impacted. So the intentions and sankalpa helps in the process of healing. This is the way. If we have positive intention, I am healing, I am already healed, then it will automatically, the vibration spread to our entire body and it takes a proper structure because the molecules take shape and form, right? We are all made up of the 5 elements and 70% is water. So they take those beautiful patterns and then the healing happens. So sound plus intention is healing. So that is where the healing helps when we have positive thoughts, positive words. If somebody comforts, no, you'll be better. All those positivity, even the placebo effect that we see in science, it works because of this science effect. The chanting mantras, group prayers we do for welfare of everybody. So all those works, the feelings of gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, all these things help in healing because they create a beautiful patterns and beautiful vibrations. So we experience sound every day in our life, right? In so many forms, positive and some negative. So bhajans, soothing sounds of water from nature, chirping of birds, then kind and motivating words. If such words people speak very kind and motivating, we feel so energized. Automatically energy comes and we start doing things, right? And some disturbing noises like loud crackers or in movie theaters, any violence, banging of doors, words that hurt us. If somebody speaks against us something, we immediately get hurt, right? Or the sound in traffic jam. So all those things. So we get affected. It is very evident that sound affects us. So basically, the universal sound is Om, right? We all know. And from Om started this creation. The sound is the principle behind this creation. So as we chant Om, all the letters came. Like when we chant it very slowly, so there comes the whole Om, where I, E, U, all the letters are covered. And it is so beautiful from A to That itself is Om. Even simply if we take the name Amma, that also covers everything. A and Ma. It is a mantra. It is said that in Sanskritam, there is no letter which is not a mantra. Amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anaushadam, ayogyah purusho nasti, yojakaha tatra durlabaha. Means there is no letter which is not a mantra. There is no plant which doesn't have medicinal value, and there is no human being that doesn't have ability, any talent. It is just that the right intellect is needed to make use of it. The right person and intellect is needed to make use of the talent that is missing. But everybody are unique and talented. So that way, every word and letter we take is a mantra. So how exactly the sound is produced. When we speak, so all different parts of the vocal system are activated. So you can see labial, the lips, the tongue tip, right? When we take different letters, different parts we touch, the tongue is touched different places. So there are first letters like ka, kha, ga, ga, all the gutturals are activated. So cha, cha, different palate is activated. So when we touch like this, the neurons connected to the brain get activated, and that's how the signals are communicated, and that impacts the entire system. And also it is said that the voice, we just simply, you make use of so many words and letters, right? From where they are coming, how they are coming, it's a big process. So we first have to get the intention what to speak, right? And who can speak? Only the one who has the liveliness, the chaitanyam, consciousness can speak. So from the consciousness, the life force energy, that energy goes to the Mooladhara chakra in our body. Like from the root, it is in the form of para, which is the eternal sound, the para vak. And then it turns into pashyanti, where the voice, the we see what to speak and all, the feelings come what to speak and all. And then it takes the form of madhyama, where we formulate, structure the words what to speak, and then it comes out as vaikhari. So such big process is there. And so when we do the hum, the sound behind these letters that we just saw, so they become the divine sacred sounds, like the bija mantras we say, and they are so powerful. So a becomes like that. It becomes im. So they are the mantras, and these the mantras with specifically in our body there are 7 chakras, right? And so each chakra has a different bija mantra. Like for the base mantra Mooladhara, it is lam. Swadhisthana chakra vam. Manipura chakra ram sound. For the Anahata chakra yam. For the Vishuddhi chakra, the hum. For the Agna chakra, it is the om. And Sahasrara, it is above the physical plane. Sahasrara is not considered usually in these 6, but it is above the physical plane. Aha. And so everything, all these sounds are connected to our body. And when these are in a pattern and aligned, there will definitely be healing happening. So these are the mantras, actual mantras for these elements. When we chant them, so they are connected to the 5 elements. The lam we saw, the chak is connected to Mooladhara, right? And it is connected to the earth element, Prithvi. So we are made up of the 5 elements. So when we chant these mantras, all the 5 elements within us get structurized, and then we get those healing benefits. So these are the mantras. We'll just chant once. Om Lam Prithvyai Namaha. Om Vam Amritaya Namaha. This is the water element we are connecting to. Then Om Ram Agnaye Namaha, the fire element. Om Yam Vayave Namaha. It's the air element. Then finally the space element. Om Ham Akashaya Namaha. So we should chant with the surrender bhava, the feeling, and then be thankful and have the gratitude towards them. So nowadays, science is more talking about this humming because it has that immense effect, right? It becomes that universal sound. And so anybody can chant this. There is no age limit, anytime, anywhere, even while cooking, driving, we can do, right? It has no language. So what are the benefits of humming is we can shift our vibratory level. So from our disturbed vibration level, because we are exposed to so many emotions every day, right? Stress. So we are not in proper alignment and pattern. So we can shift that vibration, low frequency vibration, to a proper pattern, rhythmic vibration, and elevate our mood or whatever health. It will have those benefits. Then because of the long exhalation, so when we do humming, let's just do once so we can experience the feel of it. Take long breath, take inhalation, deep inhalation, and start the hum. So we can notice the exhalation becomes longer than we normally breathe and exhale. So because of that long exhalation, what happens is our parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, which is the rest and digest system in our body. So there we are at calm and peace. So everything is at rest and proper functioning happens. The digestion takes place well, all those things. But when we are stressed, and then the sympathetic nervous system will be functioning. So we are all agitated at that time, restless. So we get to the rest state. Then our blood pressure thereby gets lowered. Then there is the release of nitric oxide, which is a great molecule which helps in vasodilation. That is, it can thin our blood, the vascular system functions better. It can release pain, releases endorphins and oxytocin hormones, relieves from stress, and reduces cortisol levels. We have seen that when we do this long exhalation, levels of exhaled nasal nitric oxide increase dramatically if a person hums while exhaling, rather than exhaling silently. Instead of simply exhaling without the hum, there is a difference. The nitric oxide is released. And so, mantras, the sacred sounds, these are the energy vibrations given by our great seers, rishis, in their deep meditative states. So, they bring us that divine effect where they purify us internally and externally, even our environment. These are the divine sounds. And so, it brings us into a natural pattern of vibration. We get to a rhythm of our natural state. So what is mantra is manana trayate iti mantraha. It is the sound that protects us. Trayate means protects. So what happens when we chant mantras? We get back to our original state of vibration. And so we can see, right, that heat is generated. See, always we say even that ladies should not chant Vedas or even Rudram, because lot of heat is generated during the process which we can't see actually. So the levels of the benefits we get is at all the 5 levels. And we also see the sound connected to music. How beautiful it is. The veena we see, it has 24 frets, and our body also has, the spinal cord has 24 pre-sacral vertebrae there. And also we have 7 swaras in music, and we have 7 chakras. So every sound impacts us, though we don't know, or even if we don't believe, just simply chanting or producing the sacred sounds from our mouth, we will be benefited. So there are specific mantras called Ayur mantras in Taittiriya Aranyaka, and so we are asking the divine here to grant not just long life, but life filled with good health, mental stability, intellectual clarity, and not just for us, for everybody around us, for the whole world. So we'll just chant all these mantras also once. Om Ayurdhehi Om Pranandhehi Om Apanandhehi Om Vyanandhehi. Om Chakshurdhehi. Om Stotrandhehi. Shrotrandhehi. It is the Shrotra means the hearing aspect. We are activating the hearing principle. Om Manodhehi. Om Vachandhehi. Om Atmanandhehi. Om Pratishthandhehi. Om Mamdhehi. Om Maidhehi. So these are the mantras which are the divine sounds activating all our different vayus, prana vayu, apana vayu, and all the indriyas. Chakshur means eyes, ears, vacham means the speech ability, and atmanam, the intellect, all the processes going on in our body. We are doing the pratishtham dehi means let there be a balance and stability there. And mam dehi means for me, and mai dehi means for everybody. So it is so beautiful that in our mantras we always pray for the welfare of everybody. And the benefits are at the 5 levels, where physically our body gets healthy. The emotional level, there won't be agitation, we come to a peace state. Then intellectual level, the parasympathetic nervous system gets activated. As we saw, we'll have better focus, improves our memory, retention. And the self-dual level, it is a beautiful term coined by Dr. Pradeep in Uni5 Shakti Foundation. So self-dual means we always connect to ourself. So there it improves our inquiry process, what we are. We connect to our breath. So the connection with ourself and everything around us. And at spiritual level, we do the higher level connection with the divine. So at all the 5 levels, we get the benefit. There will be that elevation in our states of vibration and mind. So how can we incorporate all these sound vibrations in our life practically? So in every way we can start doing this and bringing positive vibrations in our life. From morning we wake up. Start with rubbing your palms, placing on the eyes, just like we did with the mantra. There are specific mantras for us in our Sanatan Dharma for every act, for taking bath, for offering food, for taking food, for drinking water, and before starting any work. Even while planting, the farmers they chant mantra while sowing the seed, while harvesting. And there are different mantras even for healing, like we saw Ayur mantra. In Ayurveda, many mantras are used, and we can all do this while driving, cooking, right? We also have group chantings. And finally, internally also, we don't have to loudly chant everything. Even internally, all the time, we can have a continuous chanting of mantra. That's we call as like the japam. So today is an auspicious day, Kartika Purnima, and we have already lit many lamps by chanting all these divine mantras on this Kartika Purnima day. Let us wish that we ignite our inner light of awareness as well with this beautiful mantra, and also pray for the welfare of everybody. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkhabhag bhavet. Om. Thank you all. If you have any questions, you may ask now.
Mom, is it like a minimum time for the chanting or like a maximum time for chanting, everyday's chanting?
Like there is no minimum or anything like that. We can do any time and all the time also, right? So it
Yes.
depends on our interest. Whatever we do, we should do with the focus and that bhava emotion. If we connect to what we are chanting, because every word, every mantra that we take has a meaning to that. Word has meaning always. Like the first prayer we did, Vakartha Viva Samprikta. So Vak has artham there. So with that connection, if we chant, even once we chant, it will bring the effect.
Yes.
Yeah. With interest we should do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
And one more question.
Yes.
Any further nearby any workshops are there, ma'am, in the near days? Like, you know?
Yes, I was just about to announce that right now. Like
Yes.
tomorrow and day after, we will have 2 days of workshop where we will practice these mantras. We just chanted five mantras, Panchabhuta mantras. There is a specific way to chant them with the yoga postures and connection. So we will do that. The second and third day of workshops, videos are available for purchase. So please contact me at my email address naturalneelima@gmail.com and I'll give you all the details how to purchase and also give the access to the videos. Thank you all so much. Thanks for joining.